What's up? I'm going to do a review over the Razer Lancehead Tournament Edition mouse. It's the wired version, not the wireless version. I can't get my hands on the wireless version yet, so I thought I would do a review over the wired version. The Lancehead is Razer's new ambidextrous mouse, and it has some eSport grade optical sensor. This one has the optical sensor. The wireless version has the laser sensor, and it's both 5G. True 16,000 DPI, whatever the crap that means, and true tracking at 450 inches per second. Resolution accuracy is 99.4%. You can get all this from the website. It even says it on the back of the box, and along with all the other specs, along with mechanical mouse switches now, and it's durable up to 50 million clicks. It also has Razer Synapse Pro compatibility. That's not out yet. Right now I'm still stuck with the Synapse that's been out for a while, which sucks. It's very glitchy, and sometimes you just have to uninstall the thing just to get it to work. But when Pro comes out, I'll probably do another video on it, and I'm excited to see. From what I've seen of Pro, it looks better. I hope it runs better, and it's not just the Logitech software is just so much better. It's way more stable, but whatever. I do like Razer products. So with that, I have to endure the damn Synapse. Razer is still using the same texture that they've used over the past few years, which is that hard plastic feel. I personally miss the old rubberized feel like on the old Naga. I wish they'd go back to it, but I don't think they will, because this texture tends to slide around after hours of use when my hands start getting a little sweaty or whatever. But fortunately on this Lancehead mouse, that's not the case. Even though it is that same texture, it fits well in my hand where I always feel like I have control. And part of that I think is because of the good rubber grip that's on the side, on each side of the mouse. And my hand is about 6 inches tall, 7.5 inches wide, and it does fit in the palm of my hand really well. And I always feel like I'm in control of this mouse. Unfortunately, one of the downsides of this mouse is, it is an ambidextrous mouse, which that's great, but with that, you're not gonna have that finger guard on the side to kind of let these two fingers rest. Mine kind of hang off and kind of sometimes sit a little awkward, or they'll rub across the desk. It's not a big deal, and even after hours and hours of gaming, I'd never really felt any fatigue or discomfort. It's just kind of an annoyance, but you can get used to that if you aren't already. Okay, so the build quality and how it functions. It's that typical, like I said before, it's the typical plastic Razer thing that they've used for a while now, which is neither bad or great, it's just okay. And I noticed that the primary buttons have a slight wiggle to them when you click. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but some may not even notice it. I did. It may just be the mouse that I had, but there is a slight little wiggle with the mouse. Now, the left and right mouse buttons do have a nice clicky feel, and they do feel responsive. And with those mechanical switches that Razer added, I compared it with the Mamba as well as the Logitech G900, and out of the responsiveness, the Mamba was the worst, then the Lancehead, and it couldn't beat the G900. The G900 is a really good mouse. Of course, for the price it should be. The side buttons feel great and responsive as well. Much better than the Mamba. The Mamba side buttons were terrible. They wore out really quick. They started to just stick. They sucked. And they're just slightly better than the G900 side buttons. They're almost even, but I will give a slight nod to the Lancehead. My biggest freaking complaint is that the freaking scroll wheel does not tilt. I think that's ridiculously stupid, especially with this being a mouse that only has a couple buttons on the side, and you have your two on the back. But add that little tilt. That's just two more things you can macro in or keybind. That really is a bummer to me. Otherwise, I would love to use this mouse as my day-to-day mouse, but I love having the scroll wheel tilt. It helps on certain games that I like to do. Alright, so the software. And as I mentioned previously, the Synapse Pro is not out yet. It's in a closed beta. I'm not in that. So I'm stuck with the damn regular Synapse that I can't stand. But you have your, as usual, you have your layout of the mouse, and you can just click and do all your stuff to customize your key bindings. And since it's a chroma device, you have the typical lighting, which is spectrum, reactive, static, breathing, wave, things like that. And it also will interact with certain games like Overwatch. It'll do special lighting for different characters that you play, things like that. It's really cool. You can also calibrate the mouse to a certain Razer mouse pad if you have a Razer mouse pad, which is pretty neat. I don't really know what all this benefits, but it's something that I do because I do have a Razer mouse pad. And if you don't have a Razer mouse pad, you can select other, and then you have to move your mouse to do some tracking. But there isn't much to cover in the software side of this. I mean, it's the same as every other Razer product in Synapse. It's easy to work your way around, but when Pro comes out, we'll see what all changes that they made, and hopefully it's for the better, and hopefully it won't be as glitchy. While I do prefer wireless mice, and I know some prefer wired, I do recommend this version of the Lancehead. I mean, it's comfortable. I mean, if you're left-handed, great. It's ambidextrous. But if you're right-handed too, I mean, hey, it works. It's very comfortable. I always felt like I was in control. The only downside, my opinion, is I wish that the mouse wheel tilted, as I mentioned previously, and the little minor thing of the texture. I wish they'd go back to that old feel. It was always more comfortable to me. Oh, one more thing that I found out. Before I was about to record this video, I was playing a round of Titanfall 2, and I played a little bit of Battlefield 1, and my left mouse click was starting to, I don't want to say stick, but it felt like something was in the way and hindering it from reaching all the way down. I don't know what that is. It just started doing it, but it doesn't do it all the time. So I'm hoping it's just my device. I hope it's maybe a little defective. That doesn't really bode well for the mechanical switches that they added in. At the time I started writing down my notes and my thoughts, if the clicks were great, but I mean, this is day 4 or 5 of using this mouse, and that left click is starting to feel a little weird. So buyer beware. Again, this could just be my issue with this mouse. May not be all of them. So that being said, I do recommend this mouse. It is a good mouse. It's comfortable, and hey, if yours starts to not click within a few days, just take it back. So thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you liked it. If you did not like this video, you can go ahead and give me a dislike. I don't care, whatever. But again, thank you so much for watching.